What up? Welcome into OutSpoken Network. You know what it is. I'm Cordell.
Marqus.
E-Rob.
Why you look at me when you do that, bro? There was no need. Deuce.
And we are going to get into
This is a grown man, y'all.
Yeah. Anyways, so topic of the day is what everybody's talking about. Aaron Rodgers.
And bleeping Rodgers.
So
Glad he ain't my quarterback.
normally I would tee this thing up, but I'm gonna let Marqus go ahead. He got the full story of what he said to where he is now.
I thought you was gonna start it off.
Oh, word?
Yeah, the story.
Okay, cool. So,
You like that?
get
that
to-
Dolphins reporter? Y'all look like last name.
what?
Go ahead, Marqus.
You know what? All right, look. So, let's do a little timeline, right?
Timeline.
So, Aaron Rodgers, last season, goes to the Jets, right?
Right.
Trash.
Fanfare of an offseason, we can all say. High expectations.
Trash.
First game of the season against the Buffalo Bills.
You're
Trash.
And he's done.
4 snaps in.
Hey, 4 plays in.
just
Just
4 plays in.
It is 4 plays.
Four actual snaps.
4 snaps.
It's 4 plays.
There were some plays that were, called, penalties and stuff.
Here we go.
Edit that part up.
You know what? They go through the season, another 7-10 season. You're like, dang, riding out with Zach Wilson. Post game, the postseason press conference, January 8th.
Walking out the door.
He comes in. He's like, hey, look. Before his press conference is over, he's like, look, all that stuff that's not about winning, leave that out the door. He said, anything that doesn't have to do with us winning a championship, hey, bro, all that bull, you know what I'm saying? He said, but we ain't got time for that, but keep that over there, right? He goes, all voluntary stuff into the offseason. All voluntary stuff. He's there. He's doing what he got to do.
High five
Man,
everybody.
hey, look.
Buying into exactly
Team
what he was
leader.
laying out.
Kissing babies.
Team
doing all that.
leader.
Mm-hmm.
Mandatory stuff come in. He like, you know what?
Oh, man.
I ain't got time for
I
that.
got this thing scheduled.
You know what?
I can't miss it.
That
Man.
vacation hitting in.
Yeah. I gotta do it now. Yeah. I gotta do it now. You can't wait till next week. No, it gotta be
Amen.
done this time period
So
in the middle of mandatory minicamp.
I'm of the mindset. This is Aaron Rodgers. I feel as though. Oh, my bad. Timeline. Sorry. I hadn't said nothing. I just wanted to. I don't throw something out there. Go ahead.
So now you got this whole thing where Robert Saleh's like, hey man, yeah, it's unexcused, but he talked to me though. He talked to me. It's basically like you telling your boss, hey, look, I know I said, I got this PTO and you denied it, but I'm still leaving. Basically what he said. So this is the situation, and now today he's like, oh yeah, me and Aaron's on the same page, and it's all Gucci. But I'm like, is it though? Is it really? So now this is where we at.
Yep. Thoughts?
So I'm of the mindset. It's tough because the circumstances going into Aaron Rodgers this season are different than other seasons where he may have skipped minicamp. So I want to say, just naturally, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Gonna be fine. He gonna pop in, relax, all that good stuff. But aging, new team, still really not somebody like the Packers who you won a Super Bowl with, who you had tenure with. New team, new energy, trying to create a new culture in a new environment. It feels like this is something important for you to be there and make sure that your team, you being the leader, you being the one who's won, you can put them in a position to succeed too, impart wisdom and all that. So I want to trust that he's still going to be good, but this isn't a great look, nor useful to his team.
I feel bad for Robert Saleh, right? Because this is obviously a hot seat season. A lot is on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And what has he been talking about the last 2 days? His quarterback not being there and the edge rusher he traded for not being there.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he's been talking about the last couple of days. He hasn't been talking about anything else on the field, Garrett Wilson or Brees or no. He's been talking about where's his starting quarterback and where is his best pass rusher.
You know what? Just as an aside, They asked him so many questions about that yesterday. He just walked out the front.
He just walked out, but it deservedly so. You know, these questions are going to come. This is part of the territory, and to me, it is a very bad look, especially given how important this season is. That your quarterback is literally picking and choosing when he wants to be in the building, given the fact that he's only played 4 plays with this offense. Okay. I don't care about OTA reps in February. Those don't mean jack. You know what I'm saying? Like those don't matter. You have not even played an entire drive with this offense. You haven't scored a point with this offense yet.
No field goals,
you're at a point where you're like, I don't feel like being there. I feel bad for Robert Saleh right now. He's been put in a very awkward situation in the most important season of his tenure. And to me, these little things, some people are going to say these little things are not going to matter. But when they come up 6-11 or 7-10 again, we're definitely going to look back at these.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going to look back at these moments and say, man, you know what? Your quarterback wasn't even there. Your Hassan Reddick was just out doing whatever you wanted to do. Man got traded for, right? Ain't seen his face in a month and a half.
Nope.
Ain't been to the facility. He talked to him.
Yeah, he said he was doing okay. He was working out, all that other stuff. But I'm like, but you ain't seen this.
You haven't seen him.
He ain't stepped in the building. Like, what am I gonna do?
Like, hey, I thank y'all for trading for me. I'm glad to be here. I'm gonna go work out on my own this offseason. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna meet the owner. I'm gonna meet the DC. Nope, none of that.
Can I work remote?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Some people are good enough to do that.
Is he?
No. We gonna find out.
Well, see, but here's the tricky thing about that. You want an extension, don't you? You're Hassan Reddick. You want an extension, right?
You gotta produce.
Not only you have to produce, you gotta show you. You think they're gonna give you money like this?
Yeah, unless you have crazy defensive player of the year.
It'd be Myles Garrett to do something like this.
I feel like if he gets 13 sacks, 13, 14, he'll be good.
He ain't never done that in his career.
Bro, when?
What's his career?
His career high is like what, 10 or 11?
11.
Yeah.
It's on Reddit. Wait, see what we talking about.
Oh, well, you're doing that.
Yeah.
For me, this is why they're not going to win a championship. This is why.
That's fair.
It has nothing to do with talent.
Right.
It's everything to do with leadership.
Yeah.
And Rodgers, time in and time in and time in and time in until he says time out, this is what he does.
Right.
He could have, if he is reaching, let's use your social media for a second, right? Everybody got a social media of how much social they could take, and then you take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
If that is how you are working, do that involuntary.
Something.
It's voluntary.
Right.
So go ahead. You know what? I need to take a step away. Fine. Do you, as long as you here for mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Not mandatory is here, so now I'm gonna be the opposite. Like, because now not only is that poor leadership, but now what you're not even like the other guys. Like, you've now separated yourself as if you were above everybody else in your team. Mm-hmm. And it's like, nah, like it's weird because like I didn't even think much of it when MVS came to Buffalo, because he was like, oh yeah, Josh Allen just seems like he's just one of the guys, and that's rare. And I was like, he's just talking up people. Like, whatever, that's what he
This is an example.
This makes sense for you to say this about Josh, because this is who you had. Now, I don't know about Mahomes, but I know you had Rodgers, and this is how you feel about Rodgers because this is what he does.
Well, not only that, but he also, you know, we can go back to his last couple of years in Green Bay and how he treated those young receivers who were trying to gain their footing in the NFL, and he just throws them under the bus. You know what I'm saying? These guys were young. These were like rookie, second-year players. They still need some time to get acclimated.
And they were never like, oh, that's a first-round pick.
Right,
guys.
exactly.
These are guys that are
these guys dropping a couple passes in practice, and he's just throwing them under the bus, killing their confidence. In a situation like this, Mike Williams is there this year. You guys got him in free agency. You brought in a couple new faces on your offensive lines. You're not trying to connect? You have 4 snaps with this team last year. 4.
Getting to know these guys, like getting them to know how you think, how you see things. Like, we're not doing none of that stuff. And you could do that through just simple, like just bonding with people and just getting to know them. Oh yeah, I know how he is. We have a good vibe. So when he did this, I just figured I could do this.
Hey man, look.
Like you have no rapport.
I'll say it. This part of the reason.
He has 2 new wide receivers.
Corley and Mike Williams.
Right?
Oh yeah, Corley. I forgot about Corley. Yeah.
Rookie.
Right.
And how many O linemen?
Like 2 or 3 new O linemen.
I think it's
Tyron and
Tyron. You have more. What was it? Not Morris.
Was it No, not Morgan Moses. Was it?
Yeah, it was Morgan Moses.
Was another one.
And then the rookie that they drafted, Fashanu.
It's really different than the offense that you.
Don't have a new play. Don't have a new play caller this year.
No, it's still Hackett.
It's still Hackett. Okay.
So yeah, to me, this all just screams like I don't have a doubt they'll get to the playoffs, but I feel like they're going to fall short of anybody's expectations because.
I'll be honest. This is part of the reason why he ain't been back to the Super Bowl in almost 15 years. This is part of the reason right here.
I mean, I think that like, in terms of just if you want to say overall perspective, I don't think that him missing these 2 days are going to hurt.
30.
Yeah, 3 days, because I guess tomorrow will be 3 days.
Is it?
Yeah, but with him missing these days, like, do I think that it's going to hurt them in the season in terms of just being prepared? No. But I think the thing that it is, just perception-wise, is it's like you just have this new perception that, yeah, like, some guys are going to be like, oh, yeah, like, he's an older guy, like, he needs some days off. Cool. But I think the difference is that you could have had those, like Cordell said, involuntary, and then just showed up for mandatory. And it's like none of this perception about you would be the way that it is right now because you're like, oh, okay, yeah, he missed some voluntary, but it's cool, it's voluntary. Not everybody's there. But it's like the mandatory, literally, him and one other person are the only ones that aren't there.
All I know is if something happens in training camp, I better not hear him call anybody out. Receivers dropping passes in training camp, I better not hear you calling them out. Because, yes, these are 3 days of mandatory minicamp. You can't necessarily win games now, but you can, at the very least, you can build a rapport.
And the thing is,
you can like, build a rapport.
If you're trying to win a championship and you know that you're not the top team,
you need everybody like on the same page.
Matters.
Every day matters.
It all leads up into the bigger goal.
Absolutely.
To me, it's just a poor leading by example.
Absolutely.
Type thing. That's really it. Like, it's not gonna. I'm not saying because these 3 days that he misses, this team's gonna suck. They're not gonna. Their offense is gonna look horrible because no. I'm just saying this is showing me how he's leading, and if this is how he's leading, it's going to lead to you get knocked out the playoffs pretty quickly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just saying
if they make it.
Yes, this is giving me an insight of what you're doing and how you're going about your business with this team. And I'm saying that will have a downfall towards the end.
Y'all are doing y'all are doing a wonderful job. I have nothing to add. I feel like y'all covered all the bases. Talk about Super Bowl, leadership, how it sets precedent, perception, all of that. Y'all doing a great job.
All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. This is Outspoken Network. Please like, subscribe, share on all socials. Until next time, I'm Cordell.
Marqus.
E-Rob.
Talk to the people.
I have to open and close the show the same way, man. Just say your name so we can sign out.
I'm Deuce.
Till next time, be easy, be breezy, and please take it easy.
You would dust me. You are unbelievable.